Hi everybody, Matthew Turnage here. I was realizing that it's been a long time since I've done a vinyl update, and I bought plenty of records in the last few months, but several of them are just sort of ordinary things that I wanted for the collection, nothing too spectacular, but there are a few things I thought that might be of wider interest that I'll show you today. But first, there's a few CDs I want to talk about that I got. The first one is The Very Best of the Beach Boys, The Sounds of Summer. This is the expanded 3 CD edition that came out here recently. And it's a very good compilation. I wasn't sure I was going to get it at first, but I decided to get it because I thought it would be something good just to keep around the office with a ton of Beach Boys songs on it to listen to if I was in a Beach Boys mood at work. And the other thing that sold me on it was when Sam St. John did an unboxing video on release, and I saw what the CD labels look like. So if you haven't seen them, disc 1, which is the same material as the regular edition, that's on the old Capitol Rainbow Swirl label. But disc 2 is the Capitol Lime Target label from the late 60s, which I thought that was really neat. And then disc 3 is on the Beach Boys Brother Records label. So I liked how they did that, and it's a good selection of songs. My one knock against it is 80 songs across 3 discs, and they couldn't fit Hawaii on here. I mean, come on. Surely it could have been on here before Pom Pom Playgirl, but that's just me. All right, next up is I got a couple of archive live releases that I really enjoyed. This is Asia in Asia. Of course, this is that famous concert that they performed in Japan at the end of 1983 for MTV. And as you may recall, John Wetton was temporarily out of the band at this point, so they brought in Greg Lake from Emerson, Lake and Palmer. Carl Palmer called up his old bandmate and said, hey, we need help here. On short notice, Greg Lake filled in admirably on bass guitar and vocals. He does a great job. It's a really great performance. I really love it, and I really wish they could have done an album with Greg Lake at some point. It would have been really interesting to hear. But this is really good if you enjoy those first 2 Asia albums, to hear Greg Lake's take on those songs. And then the other CD I was going to show really quick is this is Kiss Off the Soundboard live at Donington from 1996. My last CD Hall video, I talked about the previous Off the Soundboard release, which was Virginia Beach 2004, and mentioned I was a bit disappointed in that one. This one is a lot better. It's a really good performance, really great energy from the band. It's the original lineup on the reunion tour, and I'd say it's almost as good for me as the Tokyo 2001 release that kicked off the series. So next up in September, we're getting the 4th release, which will be Des Moines, Iowa, 1977. So it'll be the classic years, so I'm really looking forward to that release as well. All right, now I got some vinyl. First up is I've got a 45 that was really, it was completely an impulse buy. I just happened to see it and want to grab it. And that's Van Halen, Why Can't This Be Love, in the picture sleeve. And you can see the sleeve is really, in rough shape. But like I said, it was sort of an impulse buy. It didn't cost hardly anything. And this is my favorite song of the Sammy Hagar era, and I always really liked this this band photograph, so I thought I'd pick it up. And there's the reverse of the sleeve, and I'll show you the record too. So that was just sort of a just a little something just to pick up on a whim, but I do like I said, really enjoy that picture on the cover. Maybe someday I'll come across a better quality copy and pick that up. I did pick up another 45 picture sleeve, and this is some solo Beatles here. We got Ringo Starr Photograph is the sleeve. I saw this behind the counter with some other 45 picture sleeves he had on display up there, and said, oh, I'd really like to get this. And so, you pull that, said, here, take a look at the record, make sure it looks all right. And it's a bit worn, but I thought it's fine, and the sleeve is in really good shape, so I took it, and it didn't cost a lot. But when I looked at the record in the shop, what neither I nor the shop manager noticed is that, yes, is these custom labels that he had for photograph, but if you look closely, you'll see it's not photograph, it's oh my my. So I got the wrong 45 in the picture sleeve, so I'll have to make mention of that. Maybe it's got a photograph like in an Apple sleeve or something, and I could just buy that and swap them out, since oh my my didn't have a picture sleeve. All right, next up I've got some records. Went on vacation this summer up to visit my brother up in Missouri, and went record shopping while I was up there, hoping to find maybe some vintage stuff that I don't see around here. That didn't happen, but I did pick up this Wings Wildlife. I got the half-speed mastered edition, and I wasn't sure I was going to get this. I like Wildlife fine, but it's not one of my favorites. So I've got a first pressing of it that I thought, well, that'll do me on Wildlife on vinyl, but I guess I'd had some money burning a hole in my pocket, and I decided to pick this up, and I'm glad that I did. It's a really good release. It's I mean, it's a very good pressing. It sounds really good, and they do a great job on those half-speed masters. All right, next up I've got a couple of Beatles records here. Now, first up is got Please Please Me. Now, what's different about this one is this is the very first U.S. pressing. So back in 1987, when they standardized the catalog, for the CD releases, all the British albums got released in the U.S. on vinyl for the first time as a U.S. pressing. So it's on that 80s Capitol Retro Rainbow label, which I think is kind of cool to have a copy of Please Please Me with that label. And then the next one I've got, I actually showed this video, or excuse me, I showed this record in a video before, sort of, when I did my U.S. albums ranking, and that's this copy of Help. Now the reason why I want to show this off, this is a first pressing, and it is, if you can tell, I mean, the sleeve and everything is in great shape. It almost looks brand new to me. Great gloss on it. And here's the gatefold. And the record is in its original sleeve, and the record looks beautiful too. Now, what's especially cool about this one for me is I got this for free. My record shop owner, I'd done a couple things for him through my work, and as a show of appreciation, he just gave me this as a freebie. So it was very unexpected, a very nice gift, and I am extremely happy with it. So I doubt I'll ever get as good a deal on a first pressing as that, but there you go. And then the other ones I've got are a few imports. I don't come across a lot of imports where I live, or as I haven't in the past, but I've had a few show up here lately that I've gotten. Here is with the Beatles, and this is a British pressing. See the gloss on the front and the more kind of matte finish on the back. But this is not a first pressing. This is about 1976 is what I was able to determine off of Discogs. This is that black and silver label there, Parlophone. So there it is. And then I've got two more that are both Japanese pressings. So now this is a series that I had not heard of before I came across these in the shop. They had several of them, and I'm going to try to get a few more. But I've gotten these two so far to start out with. Now this is called the Country Flag series from Japan. So here's something new, and the reason why it's a Country Flag series, they all have this obi strip here, and up at the top, it's got the flag from the country of origin. So in this series, they did Beatles records from all over the world. They did all the UK albums, and those will have the British flag there. Then they did all the U.S. albums with the U.S. flag. The Japanese albums, the albums that were unique to them, have a Japanese flag, and then they did a few European releases too. And they're all numbered as part of the series. I think it went up to 34, 35, something like that. So something new is number 18 in the series with the Obi strip. You can see in the back, reproduces the original from the U.S. On the inside, we get a gatefold with all these notes in Japanese. And the record itself, I think this is a 1976 printing also, or thereabouts. But it's on the Apple label. See that? And then the other one that I picked up is the German compilation, the Beatles Beat. So this was number 33 in the series. This came out a bit later, 78, I think, maybe. That's what I read. So it does not have the gatefold. And it is also not on the Apple label, but it is on the EMI Odeon label. And there it is. So I thought that was pretty cool. They've got, like I said, they've got a few more of these at the record shop. I'm probably going to, as I have the opportunity, pick up a few more of them because I really like them. They play nicely. The sound may be a bit on the bright end, but I just really like the design with that Obi strip and the country flags. I think it looks cool. And being the collector that I am, I'm a sucker for anything that's numbered, so that makes me feel like I got to get all the numbers. So I don't know if I'll try to hunt them all down, but I'm at least going to try to get a few more. So there you go. So there's some vinyl releases that I picked up recently just to add to the collection. And I wanted to show those. Now, a lot of the things that I've been buying lately, especially on the CD end, have been Bob Dylan CDs. So the next video will be an update on where I am with my Bob Dylan collection and talk about some of the albums that I've gotten there. And then from that, we'll be going back to some more Beatles content. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.